Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Brendan and welcome back to the channel. And today we need to talk about the ever so clear market reversal that is happening on Bitcoin. There's a lot to unpack here. To name just a few things, there is an ascending triangle forming on Bitcoin. There is a golden cross on the 4-hour chart. The MACD is falling while the price action of Bitcoin continues to rise. The bulls are looking stronger than ever, and the RSI has returned to a very healthy and bullish level. Now, if you don't understand what this means, don't worry. I'm going to unpack all of this in simple, easy to understand terms and explain why I am so bullish on Bitcoin at this price. And I do believe we are just seeing the beginning of what is going to be a beautiful run for cryptocurrency as a whole. So welcome back. My name is Brendan. We're trying to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of this year. So if you're new here and like what I have to say, consider subscribing and smacking that like button. But let's go ahead and dive on into this. Now, as I zoom in here, I want to really dissect this one at a time. What does this mean? Why is this a bullish thing for Bitcoin to be doing up here? Well, there's two ways to look at what we're seeing on this, and I'm going to really kind of break this down onto a 1-hour chart so that we can very clearly understand what's happening with this price action. So with Bitcoin forming this ascending triangle or even a pennant, this is a bullish thing no matter what way you look at it. Because if it's a pennant, this is a bull flag. And if this is a ascending triangle, this is also just a very bullish formation and continuation pattern. The reason that this is a bull flag and ultimately a bullish move is because we have the move up here, we have consolidation, and this consolidation for the most part is squeezing to the upside more than it is to the downside. When we are seeing the buyers come in here from something like the 4-hour chart, we're seeing from these wicks that there's a lot of buying pressure and that people are comfortable buying down here. And when Bitcoin does fall, it's getting bought up very quick, as we can see right here and again right here. The wicks to the top side are not as large. You're seeing most of the consolidation also forming to the top side. Now, regardless, if this is a pennant, it's a bull flag. If it's an ascending triangle, it is a very bullish consolidation zone. On top of this, you have the 4-hour moving averages that are all golden crossing. The 100, the 200, and even the 50 EMA, which is what all of these bands are, as you can see right in the top. These are all golden crossing, signifying that Bitcoin is looking strong and bullish. And this is a very important resistance zone for Bitcoin. This is its previous top before it tanked, and we are testing this and consolidating this zone after a major buyback in quite what a lot of people are calling a W formation, or I don't think you can call this really an inverse head and shoulders, but what you can identify is that there was a lot of buyers very comfortable buying at this $40,000 zone. Bitcoin ultimately had a rounding bottom over here, and now it's heading back upwards. So as we are testing this major previous resistance zone for Bitcoin, the one thing that I am watching out for is the level that we're at right now. I like to see bull flags and bullish signs forming at this. Again, the ascending triangle, pennant, whatever you want to call this bull flag. Actually, I guess the more that I look at this, the more that it does look like a bull flag rather than an ascending triangle. But ultimately, the main picture here is that this is still looking bullish. If Bitcoin can break out of here, I really don't see anything stopping it from like $50,000, $52,000, $53,000 where it has its previous top. Now, one of the most interesting things in my opinion is that Bitcoin is falling on the 4-hour MACD while price action is climbing. This is what I would call secret bullish divergence at its finest. Now, I understand the MACD is a little bit of a lagging indicator, but at this point, for all of October, we're 3 days in now, the MACD has been falling the entire time, and Bitcoin has been climbing, having consistent higher swing lows, and ultimately, it is squeezing up here. So the fact that the MACD on this 4-hour time scale is falling, while Bitcoin is seeing consistent higher swing lows, I see that as a very, very big thing over here. And this is what I mean when I'm talking about this MACD falling for the entire month of October really so far. Here we've seen ever since October started, we've just been on this downwards. I would imagine that we just form some sort of a nice bottom over here and that Bitcoin continues to climb. Same thing with this 4-hour RSI, and this is going to be an important one to break down on the daily chart in just a second, but the RSI is looking strong, right? We retested very key levels. There is a high level of the relative strength index, there's a high point value of the relative strength index on this 4-hour time scale. And this is showing a lot of signs from the bulls. The real signs that are coming out for me are when we go to the 1-day RSI and this is where the real magic begins to happen. Now, I want to highlight some key zones that I've seen here of support on this relative strength index. The first one being right in here, and I can't remember if this was a 3-day or a 1-day. This was a 3-day. This has been a multi-year bottom happening in the making for Bitcoin. And we can still kind of see it on that daily chart, but we can see it very, very clearly on this 3-day. From all the way back in 2018, we saw Bitcoin bottom, not once, not twice, but 3 separate times over the course of 4 separate years. This is almost a half a decade long form of bullish divergence, and Bitcoin, while it hasn't touched this line again, this is a higher swing low from this zone. When we saw this previously, and we saw these higher swing lows, Bitcoin went on a tear. So I would imagine that it is only a matter of time until we see Bitcoin back up into this zone. And this topic alone could really have its own separate video, and it probably will. But this just looks so great for the Bitcoin chart. Very, very healthy, higher swing highs and higher swing lows across the time span of 4 years, all of 2018, 19, 20, 21, and now we are getting ready to push into 2022, holding this great and very important formation. So what does this mean for Bitcoin? Well, we can see also on the 3-day MACD, a lot of this negativity is drying up. Again, multi-year, this one's more of a multi-month, but still a very, very large double bullish divergence happening on the 3-day MACD. The macros of Bitcoin right now are looking so strong. Again, it can move around in the short term. It's not going to be crazy and unexpected for it to do this, but the macros of Bitcoin, in my opinion, are looking stronger than ever. So as we continue to enter into quarter 4, I don't think that it's going to be crazy for Bitcoin to hit 52, 53, maybe even see a massive breakout back to those near all-time highs of $60,000 before the end of this year. Bitcoin has held support. It's held the 200 EMA. It tried to have a death cross on the daily. Nothing ended up working. We had the golden cross reversal, and Bitcoin is looking beautiful. So I think that's going to round up the video where we're at right now. Again, I can't emphasize this enough. I'm not always right. Nothing I say here is legal, financial, or tax advice in any way. But from the technicals, there are very few things that I look at here and immediately make me think that I am just so bearish on the market. There are tons of sellers. There's tons of bad news, and there's just not a lot of that happening. Fundamentally, technically, whatever you want to call this, Bitcoin is looking, and cryptocurrency as a whole is just looking strong. And I think that there's a very hard argument to argue against that, but there are certainly ones out there. Anyway, that's going to go ahead and round up this video. If you did like this Bitcoin technical analysis and Bitcoin price prediction, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. We got a lot of content coming out that talks about the news that's happening in Bitcoin, the technicals, and other stuff that's happening in the world of cryptocurrency. So if you like my content, consider subscribing. Again, we're trying to hit 10,000 subscribers before the end of this year. So I hope you all did enjoy, and I will see you all in the next video.